A very good morning and welcome in the next video lecture of electromagnetic field theory. In last lectures, we have discussed about the coordinate system. We have discussed about rectangular coordinate, Cartesian coordinate system, spherical coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and vector analysis and vector calculus. We have also discussed the dot product and the cross product in the previous video lectures of electromagnetic field theory. We have also discussed the basic concept of electromagnetic field theory. So the basic foundation of electromagnetic field theory is already discussed in the previous lectures. Now today we are going to discuss about Coulomb's law, vector form of Coulomb's law, force due to the n number of charges, electric field intensity. The content of this video lecture is the Coulomb's law. First, we will discuss about the Coulomb's law, vector form of the Coulomb's law, force due to the n number of charges, electric field intensity. These are the main topics of today's lecture. Now we have some prerequisites of this video lecture, that is the vector calculus, complex variable. These are the prerequisites for understanding of the Coulomb's law and force due to the n number of the charges. Force focuses on the foundation of the electromagnetic field theory. So this field theory is completely a phenomena of the electric charge and magnetic charge. How the electromagnetic field is developed in the air or environment. How the electricity is generated. On the completion of this lectures, the student will understand the Coulomb's law, vector form of the Coulomb's law, force due to the n number of the charges, electric field intensity. These are the textbooks and references. The Principles of Electromagnetics, 4th edition, Matthew and 4th RDQ. Other recommended books is the Electromagnetics Fields and Waves, 2nd edition, David K. Chang. Fundamentals of the Applied Electromagnetics, 6th edition, Engineering Electromagnetics, 2nd edition. These are the references and textbooks. Through this, you will understand the basic concept of the Coulomb's law, force, and electromagnetic field or electric field. Basics outcome of this video lecture, that student will be able to understand the concept of electric charge. They are able to understand the basic phenomena or definition of electric charge. Also describe the how two types of the charge interacted. In the next, describe the three common situations that generate the static electricity. State the law of convergence of charge. State Coulomb's law in terms of how the electrostatic force changes with the distance between the two objects. So these are the outcomes of video lectures. Student will understand the charge, Coulomb's law, electric charges, and generation of the static electricities and law convergent charges. Now we have an introduction about the electromagnetic field theory. The electrostatic is the study of effects of electric charges at rest, and electric fields do not change with the time. Means in this we will study the effect of electric charges at the rest, and the electric field do not changes with the time. Although this is the simplest situation in the electromagnetics, its mysteries is the fundamental to the understanding of more complicated electromagnetic models. The explanation of many natural phenomena such as the lightning and corona, and principles of this some important industrial applications such as oscilloscopes, inkjet printers, xeroscopy or geographies, xerographies, capacitance, keyboards, and liquid crystal displays are based on electrostatics. So these are the applications of electrostatics. In the we will study the charges at rest. So printer, inkjet printers, oscilloscope, capacitance, keyboard, liquid crystal displays, that is the LCD. These are the many applications uh, through which student will understand the electrostatic applications, and these are the daily life application of electrostatics. Some of the most basic characteristics of static electricity include the effects of static electricities are explained by a physical quantity not previously introduced called electric charges. There are only two types of charge, one called positive and other called negative. So in this electromagnetic studies or electric field, electrostatic field, we will discuss about the two types of the charges, that is the positive charge and the negative charge. Like the charges repulse, whereas unlike charges attract. Like charges repel, and where unlike charges attract. Just like that, positive charges, that is the like charges, they will repel to each others, and whereas the plus and minus, that is the unlike charges, they will attract to each other. The force between the charges decreases with the increasing the distance. Means if we apply the force to the charges, decreases with increasing the distances. So the distance between the charges is increased when we apply the force, so force is decreasing. Coulomb's law says that the Coulomb's law states that force between 2-point charges Q1 and Q2, there is a 2-point charges Q1 and Q2 act along the line joining the 2-point charges is directly proportional to the product Q1 Q2 of the two charges, is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them, is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So in the next section, we have that force is applied to the charges, and it is directly proportional to the product of the two charges Q1 and Q2, that is the apart r distance, and it is inversely proportional to the square of distance r. So F is directly proportional to the Q1 Q2 upon r square. Here we have one example of charges, that is the two charges is given, that Q1 and Q2, and suspension head is also given, the fiber is also given, the force in between the two charges Q1 and Q2 is applied. So they are at the distance r. Q1 Q2 product of the two charges, r is the distance between the two charges. Coulomb's law also states that this force depends on the medium in which the point charges are located. The effect of the medium is introduced in the equation of force as constant of proportionality denoted as K. Coulomb's law states that the force depends on the medium in which the point charges are located. So it is the conclusion that the Coulomb's law is also depend on the medium. The effect of the medium is introduced in the equation of the force as a constant proportionality denoted as K. K is the constant proportionality and depend on the medium. So F equal to the K Q1 Q2 upon R square, where K is the constant and it is denoted by the 1 upon 4 pi epsilon. And the epsilon is the permittivity of medium in which charges are located. The unit of epsilon are farads per meter, F upon F, that is the farad per meters. So this is the fundamental conclusion from the Coulomb's law, that the force is depend on the medium also. In general, epsilon is the expressed as epsilon equal to the epsilon naught epsilon r, where the epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space or vacuum. Epsilon are the relative permittivity or dielectric constant of the medium with respect to the free space, and epsilon is the absolute permittivity. So this is the relationship between the epsilon, epsilon naught, and epsilon r, where epsilon is the absolute permittivity and epsilon r is the relative permittivity and epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space or vacuum. So through this relationship, you are able to understand the dependency of Coulomb's law on the K and epsilon. So through this, you will understand the concept of permittivity, of medium, of vacuum, or absolute permittivity. That is measured in farad per meters. This is the very important relationship to understand the Coulomb's law. For the free space or vacuum, the relative permittivity epsilon r is 1. Hence, the epsilon equal to the epsilon naught, which is equal to F equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 Q2 upon R square. So the value of the permittivity of the free space is 1 upon 36 pi into 10 to the power minus 90. Or it is given that the 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad per meter. So this is the new formula for free space for the force in the Coulomb's law. That's why K equal to the 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and it is becomes that 8.98 into 10 to the power 9, which is equal to the 9 into 10 to the power 9 meter per farad, the value of the K. Hence, the Coulomb's law can be expressed as the F equal to the Q1 Q2 1 upon 4 pi epsilon R square, because K equal to the 1 upon 4 pi epsilon. So the value of the K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 meter per farad. This is the force between the 2-point charges located into the free space or in the vacuum. So this is the important relationship between the charges in the free space at r distance and force. So this is the all about the Coulomb's law. Unit epsilon naught is equal to the C upon N. C is the charge in the coulombs. That is C square upon meter square and C square n m upon 1 upon m, C square n m. Farad, which is the practical unit of the capacitance. So unit of epsilon naught is the farad per meter. Because the C square upon n Newton is known as farad, which is the practical unit of capacitance. So the epsilon equal to the F upon N. The Coulomb's law, that is the F is 2 is equal to the Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R2 square A1 2 is the vector, unit vector in the terms of along with 1 R1 to 2 vector upon magnitude of the vector. So A12 is equal to the R12 upon mode of R12 equal to the R2 minus R1 upon mode R12 equal to R2 minus R1 upon R2 minus R1. This is the unit vector A1, the direction of the 1 to 2. So R12 is the R distance between the two charges. Mode of R12 is the R, which is the distance between two charges. Now Coulomb's law says that the F1 is equal to the Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R21 square A21 equal to the Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi naught R21 square, which is the R1 minus R2 upon R1 minus R2. From this figure, you are able to understand the concept of R1 and R2. That is the Q1 is the charges first and Q2 is the charge at the distance R, and this is represented by vector R12 or A12 is the unit vectors, and F1 is the force to the Q1 and F2 is the force to the Q2. F2 is given from this equation and F1 is given by this equation. And O is the origin, and from the origin R1 is the distance and R2 is the distance to the Q1 and Q2 respectively. R1 minus R2 is equal to the minus R2 minus R1. So A21 equal to the minus of A1. in this case, F1 is equal to the minus of F2. So it represents that the force at charge Q1, that is the F1, is the opposite to the F2. Vector form of the Coulomb's law. Like charges repel each other while they are, unlike charges, attract each other. So we are able to understand from this figure A that F1 is the charge at Q1, F2 is the charge force at the Q2. So these are the like charges, they will repel to each other. So force will go outside. When in the case of the B, it is the also like charges, so it is repelled to each other. The case of A and B, the force F1 is equal to the minus of F2. In the case C, the charges at Q1 is plus and charges at Q2 is minus. So the unlike charges, so it will again attract to each other. So in the B case, Q1 having a charge minus and Q2 having a charge plus. So it will unlike charges and attract to each other. It is necessary that the two charges are the point charge and stationary in the nature. The 2 point charges may be the positive or the negative, because we have already discussed that the charges has two types, one is the positive and the negative. And in the theory of the electrostatic, we generally discuss about the charges which is in the stationary or on the rest. Hence, their sign must be considered to calculate the force exerted. The Coulomb's law is the linear which shows that if any one charge is increased and times, then the force exerted also increased by n times. So F2 is equal to the minus of F1, then n is the force is increased by n times, so the n F2 is equal to the minus n F1, where n is any scalar quantity. Now we have the force due to the n number of the charges. Force on the charge Q1 and Q, that will equal to the Q1 Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 square Q. A1Q is the unit vectors. A1Q is equal to the R minus R1 upon R minus R1. Similarly, in the case F Q2Q, that is the Q2 Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R2 square Q A2Q, where the A2Q is equal to the R minus R2 upon mode of R minus R2. And force exerted due to the Q3 on Q is, this is the given by that, and where A3Q is the R minus R3 upon mode of R upon R minus R3. Hence, the total force on the Q is the FQ equal to the FQ1Q plus FQ2Q plus FQ3 plus Q. This is the total force on the charge Q. From this figure, you will able to understand the force on charge Q. So from the origin, we have the distance of charge Q is R, and distance from origin of Q3 is R3. Distance from origin to Q1 is R1, distance from origin to Q2 is R2. And the vectors, normal vector, that is unit vector, is given in the direction of the force, that is the Q3 have the A3Q, Q2 have A2Q, and Q1 have A1Q. These are the forces. So total number of the force is the FQ equal to the FQ1Q plus FQ2Q plus dot 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 plus FQ and Q. So this is the given by the equation which is shown in the box, that is FQ is equal to the Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, which is summation equal to I equal to the 1 to n Qi R minus Ri upon R square IQ mod of R minus R. This is the generalized formula for the case of n number of the charges. Through this, you are able to find the force due to the n number of the charges. So you remember this formula for the n number of the charges to calculate the force due to the n number of the charges. Now, Coulomb's law is step to solve the problem. How to solve the problems regarding based on the Coulomb's law. Step 1. Obtain the positions vector of points where the charges are located. Step 2. Obtain the unit vector along the straight line joining the charges. The direction is towards the charge on which the force exerted is to be calculated. Using Coulomb's law, express the force exerted in the vector form. Step 4, if there are the more charges, repeat steps 1 to 3 for each charge exerting a force on the charge under the considerations. Using the principle of the superposition, the vector sum of all the forces calculated earlier is the resultant force exerted on the charge under the consideration. Now we have a second part of this video lecture. After discussing the Coulomb's law, we are coming on electric field intensity. How the field is developed due to the positive and negative charges. An electric field is an elegant way of characterizing the electrical environment of a system of charges. So in the figure, we are able to understand that Q1 is the charges at the center and Q2 is the charge at the boundary of this circle or sphere, and force is F2. Now the field lines start on the positive charge, that is the Q. Field lines stop on the negative charges, that is shown in that minus Q. From this confusion, you are able to understand the field lines start from the positive charges. Say. So electric field is moved from plus to minus, and field line stops on the negative charges. The more charge, more field lines. The field lines never cross each other. Field lines spacing indicates field strength. So electric field intensities start or electric field is start from the positive to negative. So current is flowing from positive to negative. Field lines never close to each other. The spacing indicates the field strength. Electric field intensity is the force experienced by the charge Q2 due to the Q1 is given by the Coulomb's law as F2 equal to the Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 2 square. That is the direction of the vector is A1. So from the previous figure, we are able to understand that the charges due to the Q2 by charge Q2 due to the Q1 is given by Coulomb's law. So force experienced by charge Q2 due to the Q1, and the direction of that is the 1 2 2. So it is the Q1 upon Q1 Q2 4 pi epsilon naught R1 2 square. From this figure, you will understand the charge on Q1 and Q2. So the force due to the charge Q2 and Q1, we are able to define by Coulomb's law. Thus, force per unit charge can be written as F2 upon Q2, that is equal to Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R2 square given. This force exerted per unit charge is called electric field intensity or electric field strength. So electric field intensity is defined as the force per unit charge. It is a vector quantity and is be directed along a segment from the charge Q1 to the position of any other charges, and it is denoted as E equal to the Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 to square A1 P. P is the position of any other charge around the Q1. So this is the definition or phenomena of the electric field intensity in the electromagnetic field theory, that is based on the Coulomb's law. So E is the electric field intensity is defined by Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square in the direction of R. Q1 is the charge and Q2 is the another charge, that is the 1 coulomb. Value of the Q2 is the 1 coulomb. So force is the F2, which is equal to E, because F2 upon Q2, which is equal to the F2, because Q2 is 1 coulomb, so it is equivalent to E, electric field intensity, and the E is defined as Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square in the direction of the AR in the spherical system. The definition of the electric field intensity is the force per unit charge. Force is defined in the newtons and charge is defined in the coulombs. So hence unit of E is the Newton per coulomb. But the electric field or electric potential has units joule per coulomb, that is the Newton meter per coulomb. Hence, E is also measured in the units volt per meters. This unit is used practically to express the E. So, electric field intensity is defined in the volts per meter. This is practical unit of electric field intensity. Now, electric field intensity due to the n number of the charges. So it is the vector sum E1, E2, E3 up to En. And it is written by the Coulomb's law by Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 square AR1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R2 square AR2 plus up to Qn upon 4 pi epsilon naught Rn square AR, where the E equal to the 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught summation I equal to the 1 to n 2I Ri square ARI. Through this figure, you will understand the number of the charges, that is the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Qn, and the distance from the P is the R1, R2, R3, R4, Rn. Correspondingly, unit vector is the AR1, AR2 up to ARn, and E is the electric field intensity due to the Q1 to Qn charges. So ARI equal to the RP minus RI and RP minus RI. P is the position vector of the point P and Ri is the position vector of the point charges Qi is placed. Now, important observations after discussing the electric field intensity relates to the E are E around a charge Q1 is directly proportional to the charge Q1. E around the charge Q1 is inversely proportional to the distance between the charges Q1 and the point at which E is to be calculated. More is the distance, less is the electric field intensity, and less will be force experienced by unit charge placed at the point. The field intensity E at any point and force exerted on the charge placed at the same point are always in the same direction, because E is equal to the force per unit charge. Placing the unit charge is a method of detecting the presence of electric field around a charge without any unit test charge placed nearby. Every charge has its electric field always existing around it. The test charge placed must be small enough so that the electric field intensity E to measure should not get disturbed. So this is the all about the Coulomb's law and electric field intensity. Today we have discussed the Coulomb's law and force formula, which is calculated on the two charges at the distance r, and after that we have calculated electric field intensity, that is the force per charges or force per unit charges, and the electric field intensity is measured in the practical unit, that is the volt per meter. Now we have the multiple choice question on the base of the Coulomb's law study and electric field intensity. Coulomb's law is the unit of which quantity, that is the field strength, the charge, C permittivity, D force. The standard unit of the charge is the Coulomb. 1 Coulomb is defined as the 1 meter of force applied on 1 unit of electric field. So Coulomb is the unit of which quantity? Coulomb's law is employed in A. Electrostatics, B. Magnetostatics, C. Electromagnetics, D. Maxwell theory. Coulomb's law is the applied to the static charges. We have already discussed that the electrostatics study is based on the stationary charges or charge at rest. It states that force between the any 2 point charges is proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Thus, it is the employed in electrostatics. Question number third says that find the force between the 2c and minus 1c separated at a distance 1 meter in the air or in the meter. The formula for to calculate the force by the Coulomb's law, F equal to the Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square. So Q1 Q2 is the minus 2 into 9. 10 to the power minus 9 into 12. So it is comes at minus 18 into 10 to the power 9. This is the force. Two charges, that is the 1c and minus 4c, exist in the air. What is the direction of the force? A away from 1c, B away from minus 4c, C from 1c to minus 4c, D from minus 4c to plus C, 1c. Since the charges are the unlike, the force will be attract. Thus, the force direct from 1c to minus 4c. Because the direction of the force as well as the electrostatic field is the same. Electric field is moved from positive charges to negative charges. We have already discussed in the previous section. So these are the unlike charge, they will attract, and the direction of charges is from force 1c to minus 4. Next question, find the force of interaction between the 60 straight coulombs and 37.8 coulomb spaced 7.5 centimeter apart in transformer oil. Epsilon R equal to the 2.2 in 10 to the power 4 Newton. A 8.15, B 5.18, C 1.518, D 1.815. 1 state coulomb is equal to the 1 upon 3 into 10 to the power 9 coulomb. F is equal to the force, that is the 1.998 into 1.2488 into 10 to the power minus 16 upon 4 pi epsilon and epsilon naught and epsilon r, which is comes 1.815 into 10 to the power minus 4 Newton. So correct answer is D. Next question, find the force between the two charges when they are brought in the contact and separated by 4 centimeters apart. Charges are the second C and 1 and C in micro Newton. Option A is the 1.44, B is the 2.44, C 1.404, D 2.404. Before the charges are brought into the contact, the force is the 11.234 micronewton. After charge are brought into the contact, then separated charges on each sphere is Q1 upon plus Q2 upon 2, it is equal to the 0.5 Newton NC. On the calculating the force, Q1 is equal to the Q2.5 NC nanocoulomb and force is 1.404 micrometers. Coulomb's law is an implication of which law? A. Ampere's law. B. Gauss law. C. Biot-Savart law. D. Lenz law. The Coulomb's law can be formulated from Gauss law using the divergence theorem. Thus, it is an implication of Gauss law. For a charge Q1, the effect of charge Q2 on Q1 will be A. F1 equal to the F2, B. F1 equal to the minus F2, C. F1 equal to the F2 equal to the 0, D. F1 and F2 are not equal. The force of the two charges with respect with each other is given by F1 and F2. Thus, F1 plus F2 equal to 0 or F1 equal to the minus of F2. The electric field intensity is defined as force per unit charges, B. Force on test charge, C. Force per unit charge on a test charge, D. Product of force and charge. The electric field intensity is the force per unit charge on a test charge. Example, Q1 is equal to the 1C and electric field intensity is the F upon Q, which is equal to the Q upon 4 pi epsilon r square. Question number 10, find the force on the a charge 2C in a field 1 volt per meter. So we understand that electric field intensity is the F upon C, through which we are able to calculate the force is the product of the charge and electric field. So it will comes 2 into 1 Newton. That is the Q Newton is the correct answer for given question. So C is the correct option. So today we have discussed about the Coulomb's law and electric field intensity and the problem related to the n number of the charges and force due to the n number of the charges. After watching this video, student will able to understand the Coulomb's law, force due to the n number of the charges, and they are able to understand the concept of electric field intensity. Thank you.